This is the Action Movie Guys podcast, bringing you action movie reviews from across the decades, plus box office numbers and insight like never before. And now, your hosts of the Action Movie Guys podcast, Alex and Nate.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 270 of the Action Movie Guys podcast. I'm your host, Nate, and that's my co-host,
Alex Figueroa.
And on this episode, we are starting a new theme as far as our non-franchise movies. And the theme this month is comic book films with no sequel. One-offs. Happened one time, never happened again. And we're starting it off with a real classic from 2003, a little movie called Daredevil. Now, Alex, when was the last time you saw this, and what are your memories of it?
So I've seen this once. I did not see this in a theater like you. Mm-hmm. I think I must have seen this maybe on a DVD release. There's no way I saw this on Blu-ray because I don't own it. I never owned the Blu-ray because I purchased the director's cut for this.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I had the DVD version of this movie and I seen it once. That is it. I don't remember this at all. So watching this movie is like a fresh new take on watching this movie. I never seen or even heard that this damn thing had a director's cut until half of our fans was like, the director's cut is the best version of Daredevil. And I was like, there was a director's cut? Until you brought it up and he was like, dude, we're going to be doing the Daredevil director's cut. So I was like, all right. But I want to know, what was your thoughts on it seeing it 16 years old?
16 years old, high school, bro. I was in high school. I went with some friends to see this. This movie is super 2000s. Like,
yes.
If you watch this movie now and you say, hey, when was this movie made? And I tell you 2003, you'll say, yeah, I can see that. This is very, very 2003 in a lot of ways. And we'll go into it. I've seen this movie like 10 times. I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen the director's cut like maybe 2 or 3. This was maybe the 3rd time I've seen it. But I've seen the regular version of this movie like 7 times. It's one of those movies that when I was younger, if it was like on TNT or something, I will watch it. So it's one of those movies. That being said, I've never had to review it. So I've never really watched it with a critical eye. I have seen it a lot of times as a background movie. I'm looking forward to actually talking about it because I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on this film. I've seen it a lot.
What I was going to say was, for those of you out there, okay, that don't know nothing about the Daredevil director's cut or nothing, I'm just going to give you something really quick.
Yeah.
The R-rated director's cut contains 30 minutes of extra footage. Okay, so the original was at 1 hour and 43 minutes. The new version is at 2 hours and I think 43 minutes or something, right?
No,
13
it's,
or
2
43.
hours
something.
and I have it right here. 133 minutes. So 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yep, and this was released in 2004 DVD. Mm-hmm. Spring of 2004. So pretty much this is an extra 30 minutes to the film. Again, I didn't see it or nothing like that, but there
was also a few scenes changed. Besides
okay.
just adding, like there's scenes in the original version where he does confessionals with the priest that are not in this movie. So like they swap scenes out here and there, but either way. All right, I'm excited to talk about it, but before we do, we got to check on the old Rotten Tomatoes. Now, Alex, this is going to be a rare one. I don't know how many times this has, I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but I don't know why this one really struck me as being odd, because usually, correct me if I'm wrong, the case is the critic score is like something and the audience score, usually with action, it's usually higher or they're similar, right?
Right.
This is a rare case where the critic score for this is a 43%. So it's not that good. It's 43. Okay. But the audience score is lower, which I feel like usually when the critic score is low, the audience is higher. It's a 35%. So regular people seem to dislike this movie more than the critics did. The last movie we did was Pirates, and it was 44 and 72. This is like...
I have a feeling with this movie.
Okay.
Because this is the first movie, to me, that I know that there was a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Okay? 2 reasons. Ben Affleck as Matt Murdock, right, as Daredevil, for some reason has hate with that.
This was when he was a hated actor. Nobody liked him.
For some reason, they hated him for whatever. Yeah. Second, Michael Duncan is Kingpin, which is a black guy playing a white character. And I remember that was a big deal back then. I mean, now we have Little Mermaid, switch color. I mean, race.
Now it would be like revolutionary.
Yeah.
So they were ahead of their time.
Daredevil was ahead of his time and people hated it back then. So I'm thinking these Rotten Tomato scores could be early 2000s people hating the shit out of Ben Affleck and this whole race swap and all that. I mean, I don't know about the story. We're not talking about that.
Also, these scores are based on the theatrical cut. There is no page for Rotten Tomato page for the directors. So could be different, but you could be onto something. Well, anyway, let's talk about it. I'm excited to get your take on it. Again, as someone who has seen this too many times and you've only seen it twice. Okay, lead character, Matt Murdock, the Daredevil, Ben Affleck. What did you think?
Okay, so everyone knows I love him as my Batman. He's my Batman. When it's crazy because I remember like the hate with this dude for some reason. Watching this movie, the director's cut version of it, he was good as Daredevil. Let's get this straight now. I don't read Daredevil. So I want to say that right now. I only read DC Comics. I don't read nothing Marvel. I read a little bit of X-Men here and there, but other than that, I never read Daredevil. I know he was blind from comic book stores when you see them all, like, you know, when they sell posters and you ask questions, like, who the hell is that? Other than that, I don't know his origin. I don't know nothing like that. So to me, seeing Ben Affleck portray this character, was he believable? Okay. I mean, again, 2003 version of Ben Affleck is not the Oscar award-winning him now, like an adult. I mean, I think if he plays him now, it would have been 100 times different than what he did when he was younger. So, no. And I'm kind of used to the new guy, the Cox guy, whatever his name is.
I like it. Charlie Cox. Yeah.
Charlie Cox's version. I like his version. Yeah. The blind side of Ben, whatever. But I enjoyed him. I thought he was good. I was suckered in. I thought he had a lot of chemistry with Jon Favreau and the other girl that was the whole firm, Matthew and Murdoch, whatever. In terms of the fighting, Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck. Just like how he is with Batman. You can see that he did a little bit of his stunts here and there. Jennifer Garner, oh my Lord, she's gorgeous in this movie. I'm sorry. I don't like doing the drooling or whatever, but my Lord, her green eyes, she is so freaking hot in this damn movie. But that's not the point of the movie. It's just, I just had to bring it out there because it's not the point of the movie. It's just that she's just so gorgeous the minute she just comes into the earlier
coffee
version
shop.
of her. Yeah, coffee shop. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, in terms of, I lost my train of thought.
You start thinking about her green eyes and just, anyway, I give Jennifer Garner a 5.
I started thinking about it. Look, I'm blushing on screen. Okay, hey, focus, Alec, focus. Yeah. Ben Affleck. Was there certain bad parts about him? I bet there is. But you know what? As a revisit in this version, I enjoyed the origin with him. I enjoyed everything about it, to be really honest with you. I thought he not embodied the character. I think, to sum it up, if they gave me a sequel, I think he would have did a great job. So with that said, I gave him a 4 out of a 5.
Okay, all right. So Ben Affleck, I think he's fine. I've never I think he has gotten better as an actor. Don't get me wrong. Like, watch The Town and then watch this. They tell me which, you know, how much significantly better he is at acting. But I never disliked him in this role. You know, he's tall. Ben Affleck's like a tall guy, so you know he works good for a superhero character. I think the costume looks cool, honestly, even for a 2000. You know, like that early 2000s. You know, it's like kind of leather, and I like the mask with the little horns on it. Like, he looks like a lot of the comic book iterations of him. So I think he looks cool. Now, as far as Matt Murdock goes, I think, and again, we're grading the director's cut. I think that he is way more fleshed out in this version because in case you don't know, what's really different is this has all of the courtroom stuff is not in the original version. So where they're going to court with Coolio and trying to get him off for murder and how he's like working with the reporter and all that kind of stuff. Like, none of that is in the regular version. So you pretty much just get him as Daredevil, and he goes to church. He's Catholic. Well, I wish they went into that more because he's like Catholic, the character, and they touch on it, but they didn't. I think they could have done a little bit more with it, to be honest. But this fleshes him out as a lawyer, as something other than a superhero. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think this version is a better version of the character. I've always hated the way they do his vision of how he can see.
Really?
I hate it because
I was gonna bring that up in action, but yeah, okay.
Because he could pretty much see. He's not blind. If you could just see everything in blue, he's just colorblind. He could see. He's like, you're beautiful. The raindrops are hitting your face. You're beautiful. And then
I looked it up. I think that's one of his powers, though. He could see with Sonic.
It is, but I hate the way they do it. Like, I don't like the way it looks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't like the way it looks. I'm sorry. I should have said that. I don't hate it as an ability. I that's fine. I wish it was like the show. They never show how he sees in the show.
No.
he just can do certain things. So I don't like that they go to it too much. Like they go to Daredevil vision too many times, in my opinion.
Daredevil vision.
I always call it like Predator vision. This is Daredevil vision. It's all blue.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and there's one part that doesn't make sense. I'll save it for action. But anyway, so I don't love that, but I think the character's fine. I don't dislike Matt Murdock in this movie. I like the stuff with his dad, when he's a kid. I like, I like him. I gave him a 4.2. I don't think he's a perfect 5 out of 5, but I do not dislike Ben Affleck in the role. I don't think he's amazing, but I think the character in this version is pretty well done, honestly. Like I don't get all the hate towards that. But
yeah.
Okay, anyway, villain. So this is a classic 2000s. We have two villains, really.
Yeah.
You have Kingpin and you have Bullseye, played by Colin Farrell. We'll just kind of do it however you want. They're both kind of the bad guys.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Kingpin.
Okay,
I mean,
they'll score him as the final villain.
Yeah, we'll score. I'll just do Bullseye quick. Bullseye was a horrible design. That I would say, his eyebrow was annoying me through the whole movie. I'm not big on eyebrows, but my man's eyebrows were thick. But anyway, Bullseye I thought was a cool character. Little bit weird. I didn't like the design. Colin Farrell is an amazing actor. Yeah. I just think he was miscasted as Bullseye. I mean, I don't know who Bullseye is in the comic books, but I just think they could have got someone way better. But I think at that time he was another big hot commodity looking wise, and he was like
he was the bad boy at the time. Yeah, he was like kind of edgy.
So I think so. So I didn't like it as much, but I kind of liked the character though. He was a sick dude. Like this dude was loving to kill people, and I was like, holy hell! But I liked it. I kind of like that power. He can hit anything, but I mean, he's like Hawkeye. Just
bad.
But just the bad version.
He's a reverse Hawkeye.
Yeah, he's a reverse. Yeah, pretty much. I thought he was cool. So I gave him a 3. I thought he was good. Michael Duncan as Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan, yeah.
As Kingpin. I had no problems with him. I could understand why they chose him as Kingpin. At the time, I could see he had the voice. I don't care what anyone said. My man's voice was thick as wolves, man. He had this unique voice that to me, it worked. I could see why they used him as Kingpin. Now, the race thing, I understand now too, because we live now in a society that they're changing all the races, and Daredevil did it first. Not many people accepted it back then. I think a lot of people are accepting it now. So I think in terms of if people rewatch this now, I don't think they will have the most hate that they did back then. So with that said, I liked him. He fought him at the end, which I thought was cool. He had like super power. I mean, this dude was like throwing him all over the place. I loved it. I thought it was pretty cool. I gave him a 3. That was another 3 for me. I thought he was good as Kingpin. I mean, I know people are going to be like, oh, you crazy. But you know what? I seen worse villains in a superhero movie. And I don't think Michael Clark Duncan was that bad as a Kingpin. So to be honest with you, I gave him a 3. I thought he was good.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you. I will say, okay, Bullseye. I think he's hilarious in this movie. I think he's so funny. Colin Farrell is like, he looks like he's on cocaine the whole movie. And maybe he was, because this was, like I said, this was 2003. He was up and coming. He wasn't really anything big yet, but he was like paparazzi guy. Like I remember he was in all the tabloids. He was dating like Playboy girls. He was like that guy. And so he fit the role, because this dude is, bro, he's hilarious. He kills everybody. He kills the old lady on a plane.
I knew I was gonna say that was your favorite part. That he was going crazy because she was yapping and he was just like,
he had headphones in, but he didn't care. He's like, and he killed her. She choked. He kills the guy at the bar with the paper clips. Right in the throat. As far as the look, he looks different in the comics. He wears like a suit and he has like a blue headpiece that has a white bullseye drawn on it. And this version, he just had it like carved into his head, which is okay. I mean, whatever. But yeah, he had crazy eyes. So his eyes are always like just doing all this kind of crazy stuff. He used his regular accent, which was cool, because Colin Farrell, they always cast him as an American, and he got to be his normal self. But he does come up a little short overall as a main antagonist. Like, he doesn't do much. He just pops in, causes some ruckus, leaves, comes in, causes some ruckus, dies. That's pretty much what he does. You know what I mean? He has no agenda. He is a gun for hire. He's a mercenary. So he's fine. I love when he gets mad when he missed. You made me miss. I never miss. And he gets mad. But then I minus the point for the part with the stained glass where he's like catching all the pieces like this. I absolutely hate that part. I hate that part, and I hate the way he throws them. Like, that doesn't work like that. He's like, throwing him like this. Whatever. Kingpin. Awesome. I don't know who doesn't like. First of all, Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. I loved I don't think there's a movie that I didn't like him in.
Yeah,
what movie is he in that you're like, Michael Clark Duncan. No, we should have taken him out. He's amazing in The Green Mile. He was great. And isn't he in Armageddon? He's one of the guys in Armageddon. He's good in Armageddon. Yes. Okay? He's good in The Island. He's freaking Sin City. Awesome. And he's great in this. He is a great Kingpin. You know why? Because he's really freaking huge. You didn't have to CGI a big, huge, Kingpin in the comics looks like a freaking bowling ball. He's like gigantic. I loved him. I didn't care that he was black. I don't, even at the time I didn't care, and now I don't care. That's one of those characters that doesn't matter. I love that part where he's like, I was born in the Bronx. And he just like, it means he's going to kill you. I love the fight with him and Daredevil. I gave him a 3 also, though, because at the end of the day, he's another thing where he's just like in the background until the very end. And then they fight, and then he gets arrested, pretty much. Other than that, he has the scene in the ball where it's kind of intimidating, which I do like. And then that's it. He doesn't really do much. So I give it a 3 as a whole because they don't make a big impact in the movie, but he's awesome as Kingpin. I thought he was a great casting choice, even now. And his voice, you're right. It's like, I wouldn't want that guy to tell me that he's going to kill me because I would believe him. All right, let's get to the 2003 action. Now, I don't know where you're going to go with this, but I know where I'm going to go with it. So you go first.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Again, this is not like what we have now with superhero movies. No. I think they tried a lot. It was CGI heavy when you were watching the movie and a lot of wire work and everything. But I kind of like how they did utilize Daredevil. They made him look like him. I don't read the comics, but I mean, I could assume when he's jumping rooftop to rooftop, it looked pretty cool to me. And when he's fighting Bullseye, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I felt it was very far-fetched, them jumping on organs and everything. And again, and that's what I hate is the coincidences because, yes, that is his flaw when you hit it. His sense goes all over the place. I was like, he's really gonna fight this dude where he knows that's his weak spot, but it is what it is. I thought that was a cool fight. Jennifer Garner and him in the park. It was a cute fight. It was kind of corny, but it was a cute fight. I mean, it wasn't as much fights than what you would think in a superhero movie. It was a more story. So with that, it's just so hard because I kind of did enjoy when he was using. I know you didn't hate it. You hated it, but I kind of liked the Daredevil vision thing because you always wanted to assume what it looks like through his eyes. Yeah. And when you got to see it, I was like, this is actually pretty cool. I think they used it way too much in this movie. If they utilized it in certain key points in the movie, I would have been like, okay, that is pretty cool. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, they should have never used it with, like, I want to see your face. Like, they should have never did it there. I think they could have just utilized it at the end of the movie when Michael Clark Duncan had him on the floor and he's listening to the water run and then do the Daredevil vision. And then you go, oh, shit, like, that's what he sees. Like, I would have been like, okay, that is so crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, did I enjoy it? I kind of enjoyed it. I gave it a 4. I thought it was great action in terms of hand to hand. That bar scene was awesome. Yeah. Again, it's 2000s, but it was kind of awesome. Him standing in the chandelier in the dark, and he was like, "Who's that guy?" And he was just like, "Hey, that is real." Like he was, and he threw the billy club at him. I thought that was actually pretty cool. So anyway, I gave it a 4. I thought it was great.
I give it a 2. So let me explain. I will say this as far as the Daredevil vision. Yes, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think the best use of it would have been showing it at the beginning when he's a kid. And he's first, that scene in the hospital where it's like all, and then never showing it again. Because now we already know what it looks like for him, and we could just move on with it. They didn't have to keep showing it. They didn't have to show Jennifer Garner on the rooftop with the rain. They didn't have to show Jennifer Garner at the funeral with the rain. They didn't have to show they showed it. They did it too many times. Also, I hate the part at the fight with Bullseye in the street with the motorcycle, and Bullseye throws the stick, and then like the thing explodes, and it makes like 9,000 sticks. It's like that still wouldn't even work that way. Even if it was it's kind of like a sonar thing, and I've always hated. It's always bugged me. I'm like, come on, whatever. Anyway, too rubbery. Everybody looks like they're made out of rubber because of CGI. And I tried not to hold it too much against it, but then they're doing like, there's a part, you're right, the wires is why I don't like the action in this movie. The fight in the park is so horrible. The way they jump onto the seesaws, like they float in the air. And then there's a part at the end when Elektra gets her Elektra outfit and she runs and like jumps up. She jumps like 15 feet in the air onto a rooftop. And I'm like, bro, she's not even she doesn't even have any powers. She just cut some sandbags and now she could jump jump 15 feet in the air. You know what I mean? It's 2003 for me, honestly. And that's, you know what? At the time, you know, like Bourne movie was coming out around that time. That had really good hand-to-hand fighting. And this was a little too much for me. I'm not a big fan of it. Again, I hate the bullseye part with the stupid stained glass. You're right, the part in the church, they're jumping around like monkeys. Like both of them, even Bullseye too. They're like climbing all this. I'm like, give me a break. What is going on here? I love the bar scene. You're right. I think that is by far the best action scene in the movie because it doesn't really. There's a little CGI, but it's kind of dark, so it doesn't look as bad. But the end result of it, I think, is great. I love it. And then I don't like the stupid part where they light the floor on fire and he poured alcohol in the shape of 2Ds. Like, give me a break. What are you doing? But anyway, it doesn't work for me that much. It hasn't aged well. I'll put it that way. For someone who's seen it a million times and I knew what was coming, I was like, ugh, I don't like this. So 2 for me, 4 for you. Fine. Storyline.
You know, dude, I gotta say, the director's cut, I enjoyed a lot. I don't think this is a horrible movie like everyone is making it out to be, bro. I don't think it's that bad of a movie. Like, if you really sit back, it's a dark ass movie. Very dark. I love the way they told his origin story. I don't know if it's true to the comics, but you know what? I kind of figured out, I was like, this is how he got his powers. It was like 5-minute scene, or it was a 5-minute or 10-minute scene. You saw the father being, he was
boxing?
like a mob. Yeah, that whole scene with the mobsters and everything. I liked it. Yeah, I thought that whole setup was actually, I felt so bad for him. Like, he wanted his son to be whatever, and he ran away from him because, he lied to him, and then the toxic thing happened, the accident, and I thought that was cool. I was like, you know what? I was like, that's pretty cool. The scenes with his vision and everything, like I said, the one in the hospital is pretty cool, where you see everything on top of each other, like everything he could hear. I was like, that is so awesome. The story, I thought him and John Farrell had great chemistry on screen. That was mad funny. He was like, the guy keeps paying you in fluke.
Oh yeah, the fish.
He's like a fish. Yeah, I thought that was all funny. Coolio was mad hilarious in this movie.
Oh
Coolio
my God, the
was
part where
mad
he's talking
funny.
about the gun?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't own a pistol, but a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, thank you. No further questions. And he just keeps going.
Yeah, I thought that was mad funny.
Yeah.
He was like, so were you drinking at the time? He was like, no, I was high. I was smoking weed. And then the judge looked at him and he was just like, oh, I thought that was, like, they had some funny elements and everything. Like I said, the love story with Jennifer Garner, and I will say this, I don't know how that played out in the comics, felt too fast. It was just like, hey, let's go to the coffee. You see this hot, beautiful, green-eyed chick come up. And it was just like, oh, okay, let me follow her to a parking lot.
He didn't even see it. He smelled her like a weirdo. He's like,
he did smell her.
I want what she's got. I just smell her.
Yeah, so like he already knew whatever. And I was just like, then he followed her to a kid's park. Then they fight. Then all of a sudden they're like lovers. And I was just like, what? Yeah. Like, to me, I hate movies that push the love agenda super fast. Because to me, it doesn't, like, it takes away from the character. Like, if it slowly develops, then you go, oh, wow, that's actually pretty cool. But man, by the third time he sees her, he already wants to, they're already like in love. I was like, Jesus. Him and Michael Clark Duncan, I thought the scene to me was when they're in the party and he goes, when his partner goes, if you ever need something, and then he goes, we're not representing you because all you guys don't.
We only help the innocent. The innocent.
I thought that scene was awesome because Michael Clark Duncan, whatever they did with the camera, he was huge.
It was down. It was an up angle. Yeah.
Dude, it was like, I don't know. It was so cool because he was huge. And then with his deep ass voice, I was just like, okay, now that is like, I was intimidated. I was like, holy hell. And he's just talking to him like, we ain't taking your business.
He was like, no one is innocent.
Yeah. So, like, again, I thought that was cool. The ending I thought was pretty cool. The whole fight between him and Kingpin. Other than that, it was a typical ending. Like, go get him, Tiger. Like the Spider-Man. Like what this dude said. You got a cameo from Kevin Smith in the movie, right? He plays the more the guy.
Lee.
I thought that was pretty cool with Stan Lee. He saves him
getting hit by a bus.
So, yeah. So you know what? all in all, I really like this movie a lot. And I will say, I mean, we're getting 4Ks for other stupid movies. If this movie does like see the light of getting upgraded, because you know what, the Blu-ray sounded amazing in my surround sound.
Yeah, it does.
I would pick. Yo, dude, it sounded great. I would pick this up. Not day one. I'll wait for it on sale, but I would pick it up. I would say, you know what, this actually, the director's cut is actually really good. So I gave it a 3 overall.
Okay,
overall 3.
I've always said the director's cut is the better version of this movie. And as many of times as I've seen it, even though I've seen this one less, it is superior. You know what this reminds me of? And it's not an apples to apples comparison, but it's close. This reminds me of like Batman v Superman in that the director's cut adds this whole thing about a crime and investigation and all that stuff. And it just fleshes out the characters more, right? It gives you more to chew on with the characters themselves. And what's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So yeah, sure. It's at the regular theatrical cut feels like it has more action because all of that stuff is cut out. So it's way more like fast pace, fight. And then they go on with their day. And I love the fact that this version exists. It's rated R. I mean, it's not like it's dark and there's some cursing, but it's not like crazy violent or anything, but it's just a better, more fleshed out version. I agree. I have the same score as you. I have a 3. I think it's a solid superhero movie that has a very bad reputation. And I think there are bad things about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is perfect by any means. I'm not saying this is a hidden gem masterpiece. The regular theatrical cut is worse than this one, but the director's cut has a solid storyline. Again, I love Favreau in this movie. I think he's hilarious. I've always liked him as an actor, honestly. I think he's a good director, and I think he's a really funny actor. So I've always liked Jon Favreau in front of the camera, and I love him in this as his I forget that guy's name. What's his stupid name? The law firm. But yeah, he's really good in it. And then the girl you were talking about, that's the lady from Grey's Anatomy, the secretary. That's their secretary. Okay. That she kind of has a crush on Matt. You can tell.
Karen.
Yes. Yeah. She's on Grey's Anatomy, and she was cute. As far as Jennifer Garner, I didn't really touch on her. This was in my prime Jennifer Garner crush era because I used to watch Alias. So I agree with you. I think she looks amazing in this movie. She was always good with the physical stuff because she was good on that show on Alias. So I love her. I don't care. I have a soft spot. I have a soft spot for pre-2010 Jennifer Garner. If she's in something, I like her in it. I don't care. I thought she was fine as Elektra. She is gorgeous. I think her acting is just so in this movie though. And her and Ben Affleck. Yeah, her and Ben Affleck ended up being married in real life, but I didn't feel they had great chemistry in this movie. So maybe off the screen they had chemistry, but on the screen it's not that great. Also hate the way her storyline wraps up. Like she gets stabbed with the sai and then that's it. Then she's dead. She's as Elektra in the costume for about 5 minutes. Beats up Daredevil, but cannot beat up Bullseye. It's like, okay, I get
he let her beat him.
Come on. He didn't let her.
He did let her. When she was about to stab him, he could have moved out the way, but he just was like, you know what? She's going to find out sooner or later.
She shouldn't have even gotten to a position to stab him. You should have been able to stop her. The real ones don't just allow you to get to a position where you could stab him. And then Bullseye just like stabs her. So I don't like the way her storyline wraps up. But on the whole, I think the story is solid. I agree with you. I don't get all the hate, and maybe people haven't watched this version, and maybe they have and they still hate it. I don't know. But I think this cut is solid. I think it's solid. What's your overall?
Yeah, it's a 17. I again, like even when you're talking about it, I'm not. Again, I don't want people to be like, oh, I'm not saying this is the greatest comic book movie ever. I'm saying this is better than Green Lantern. I will say this, way better than Green Lantern. Now I haven't seen Green Lantern in forever. Maybe we might cover it in one of these buffoon months that we do, but.
Buffoon month.
But in turn, like I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was a popcorn flick. Let me tell you, the soundtrack to this damn movie is amazing.
Yeah.
It is
Evanescence, baby.
Evanescence album, bro.
And the Neptunes too. You got a little Pharrell, early 2000s Neptunes in there.
Yeah, the soundtrack was really good. You know, that's one thing that I miss from comic book movies was soundtracks like this. Like now everything is scores and they bring back old school music, and you know, because of James Gunn, he decided to do that. Now everyone is doing it. I didn't miss the whole rock fusion with the superhero because it fits perfect. Like I thought, but the Evanescence was like so overblown. I mean,
they got 2 songs in the movie.
Two. They had the weapon weigh all your
Yeah,
tears.
wake me up. Yeah, wake me up.
Wake Me
and,
Up. Yeah.
and then the sad one. I forget what the sad one's called, but
I don't know what it was, but I know
at the funeral.
Yeah. Yeah. That one felt very out of place in that situation, but the Wake Me Up, that one that one would fit that whole her coming out and destroying sandbags. I mean, there's one part in that sandbag scene that looks so bad is when she did the flip. Oh, that looks so bad. Oh God, I was like, yo, let's just cut this.
Who's dropping them? They're just falling. They're just like magically falling from the sky.
You're just like, that. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, who's
letting them down? She didn't hit no buttons or nothing.
He's like, bag 2 and 3.
The prop guy is up there releasing the sandbags.
It's Kevin. What is it, Kevin from Home Alone? Where he's
It's Kevin. Like, I thought about that watching it this time. I was like, how are these falling down? They like, what is going on?
They triggered like motion sensor or something.
I guess.
Like,
okay, I guess.
That's another thing I wish we got was Daredevil training. We never got to see him train.
No, all you get to see is him do that thing where he puts on the costume, like zooms in.
I like
on
that.
His
I'm
belt,
not gonna lie. I thought that was pretty cool when he's going.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, that's
and the little string is
the CGI screen.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, it was better than Batman. Like, Batman doesn't do shit. He puts on
they
his
didn't
belt.
zoom in on his balls or anything. That's why it's
his
better.
Rubber balls. Yeah, like, no. But I thought the Daredevil, with him doing his stick stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I was like, all right, that was cool. But yeah, or young Matthew beating the crap out of someone was pretty funny. I thought that was funny.
He puts a stick, he's like...
He put him up with a blind stick. Anyway, 17 for me.
So a 3 overall. Okay. Yeah. I think this movie's fine. I don't hate this movie. I owned it on Blu-ray way before we reviewed this. I did not buy this movie just for this. Like, I've had it because maybe I think it's watchable crap. I don't think it's a great movie. I don't think that's a great movie, but I like it. Does that mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can easily watch this movie. It is I do have some nostalgia towards it. Like I said, I saw this when I was in high school with like some friends at the theater, and we thought it was pretty cool at the time. And as soon as I got a little older and like more knowledgeable about movies, then I didn't like it. But then I found out about the director's cut, and I thought that was pretty good. And now I'm at the point of like, I have seen so many, now that there's this many comic book movies, yeah, this pales in a lot of ways to the modern. They have gotten much better, even though maybe they're starting to go back down again, but they had gotten to a point where they were like really nailing it. And this is before that. You know, this is Fantastic Four time. This is Ghost Rider time. This is, you know, it's like they hadn't really aced it yet, but I think this movie's pretty good. I think the storyline's solid. The soundtrack is awesome. 2 Evanescence songs. Like I said, they play the Neptune song is when they first introduced Kingpin. It's great. Once I hear those, I was like, no way. I forgot this song was in this movie. I love that song. So yeah, it's an experience. I will say, if you are someone who has seen this movie, only the PG-13 regular, I would recommend watching this version, giving it another try. Yeah. If you really hate it, I don't think this will like totally change your mind. But if you were always kind of like, give it a watch. I think it's watchable crap. I think it's got like bad CGI. It's got cheesy dialogue and like flying wire work and stuff. But it's got a decent story. It's got good looking people. Everybody looked really good. You got Colin Farrell. You got Ben Affleck. You got Jennifer Garner. Michael Clark Duncan is cool. John Favreau's funny. Coolio's funny. So has a little bit of everything. It's a junky 2000s superhero movie, but I had a good time with it. So my total score, I give it a 3 overall, but my total score is a 15. So I'm 2 points under you. I think you gave the action 2 points higher than me. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Because I gave it a 2. So overall, I guess we both didn't hate it. It's not the worst.
No, like I said, I enjoy it. Now I want to see what Elektra looked like.
Horrible. Now that I do remember. Elektra.
Oh, yeah?
I would say go ahead and give it a watch. It is in contention for a future vote, possibly for a future episode, but...
So then I'll wait.
Yeah, just wait. It's
Because I
very
never saw
horrible.
it. Like, I
very
literally
horrible.
never saw it. So
Okay.
I'll wait.
Yeah, it's got
I'll
awful.
do the
You'll
wait
see.
for that one.
Because she died. She died in this. And wait till you see how
Okay.
that goes. So, yeah, I hate that movie. I do love Jennifer Garner, but I hate that movie. But anyway, okay, so that's Daredevil. 15 for me, 17 for you. Now, next week, we got Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. And then we're going to be switching from a Marvel, this was a Marvel property, of course, over to DC with a lesser known, I guess, property and movie, a movie called The Losers, which has a way better cast than it should. You got Chris Evans in this, Idris Elba, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Zoe Saldana. I mean, we ain't talking about lightweights here. This is a really good cast full of like big name people, and a movie that we'll talk about how much money it made, but I don't think it made any money because they never made a sequel. So we'll be covering that one next week as well.
Yeah, I never saw The Losers. I didn't even heard of it.
First time watch.
I never heard of it. So yeah, I never heard of that movie.
Yeah, I could see in your face. I'm naming all these names, and you're like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, I would have been like, "Wow, that's a cool cast." But yeah,
Captain America, Heimdall, Gamora,
Negan,
and Negan. Oh, he's in Watchmen. He's in Watchmen. He's the comedian.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
the comedian. Yeah,
he's Thomas Wayne.
And he's Thomas.
at
Oh
that.
man,
It
I
all
wish
comes
we had
full
him
circle, baby.
in the Flash movie. Oh, that would have been so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that said, you guys want to follow us in our social media accounts? Please follow Nate over on Instagram at NateFlix Reviews. Check out the podcast with him and his friends called NateFlix Movie Reviews. Anything Action Movie Guys, head over to Instagram at Action Movie Guys Podcast, or head over to our official website at geeksandflix.com for all things Geeks and Flicks and Action Movie Guys. We have every episode, 270 episodes of the Action Movie Guys podcast there for you. Other than that, he is your host,
Nate from NateFlix Reviews.
I'm his co-host, Alex Figueroa. Be awesome to each other and geek out.